Welcome back to another episode of Iniquitous News. I am your host, Lawrence Johnson. Tariff war is coming to an end, and we are on the losing side. I mean, in the last 24 to 48 hours, Trump has completely switched his tone. I mean, listen to this.
145% is very high, and it won't be that high. It's not going to be that high. It got up to that. We were talking about fentanyl, where various elements built it up to 145. No, it won't be anywhere near that high.
And what level do you think it'll come down to if you haven't?
It'll come down substantially, but it won't be zero. It used to be zero. We were just destroyed. China was taking us for a ride, and just not going to have. It's not going to happen. We're going to be very good to China. Have a great relationship with President Xi, but they would make billions and billions and billions of dollars a year, and they would build their military out of the United States and what they made, so that won't happen. But they're going to do very well, and I think they're going to be happy, and I think we're going to live together very happily and ideally work together. So I think it's going to work out very well. But no, it's at 145%. There will not be anywhere near that number.
So he admits that we are now going to pull back tariffs. Meaning, I don't think President Xi ever picked up the phone. And I think he still hasn't picked up the phone or even made a phone call. He's just like, yo, you was talking a lot. Now talk some more, but in our favor. And then we'll come to the table once we feel it's respectable. And so far, he still hasn't answered. But the fact that now he's even saying, oh, I'm not going to play hardball with China.
With China, are you going to play hardball with them? Are you going to mention COVID?
Well, I'm not going to say. No, I'm not going to mention COVID. I'm not going to say, oh, I'm going to play hardball with China. I'm going to play hardball with you, President Xi. No. We're going to be very nice. They're going to be very nice. And we'll see what happens. But ultimately, they have to make a deal.
I can't lie. I've never read Art of the Deal, but I don't know what chapter this is when you fold to your supposed opponent. But in the reality of the situation, China started making deals with other countries, not behind our back, but as soon as the tariff deal happened, they're like, oh, okay, this how y'all want to play? All right, let's call these people up, let's do this. And next thing you know, those countries are like, oh, sounds good. And now Trump starts to panic because obviously our stock market prices are fucking tumbling down, plummeting. People's 401ks disappearing. And obviously the American consumer and the American owner and big corporations are now like, hold, do you not understand who you fucking with? This is going to have very, very bad stimulations on us. So I'm not going to lie, y'all. Yeah. Whoever was trying to say, trust the process is over. Bro says there's no more hardball. President Xi, I want to talk to you. We lowering the tariffs. We just know China needs to make a deal. They clearly don't need to make a deal. We need to make a deal or we are fucked. So hopefully, figured it out. I mean, even the Treasury Secretary is walking back now and saying, with other countries, we gonna figure it out.
I wish to be clear. America first does not mean America alone. To the contrary, it is a call for deeper collaboration and mutual respect among trade partners. Far from stepping back, America First seeks to expand U.S. leadership in international institutions like the IMF and the World Bank. By embracing a stronger leadership role, America First seeks to restore fairness to the international economic system.
Also, now America First does not mean not collaborating with other countries. I got you. It's crazy how people switch up when shit hit the fan. Very interesting. I mean, this whole tariff situation was so bad to the point that Target, Walmart, Home Depot CEOs like, all right, Trump, we're going to have a little group huddle here. And hey, if this shit continues, our prices are going to skyrocket and we will have nothing on the shelf because we're not going to be able to buy because the price will be so high that other people won't buy. And then people are going to panic buy now, and then we are going to be cooked. As you can see, Trump is now quickly changing the tune of his tone. And as a U.S. citizen, obviously, in my heart, I'm like, oh man, like, I want the best for America. But at the same time, I'm like, I'm kind of happy trying to prove this motherfucker that he just be talking and he be lying and he be capping. As a hater, I'm like, yeah, that's what you deserve. Because making these statements was fucking egregious. 200% tariffs, 145. And he says now, we're going to bring them back a lot. Maybe to 40 to 50. And guess what? By tomorrow or maybe the next day, it's going to be back all the way down to 20, maybe 15. Why? Because he had no idea what the fuck he was doing. Trump's next move was student loans. Oh yeah, we need that. I mean, to the point that if you don't pay your defaulted loans, don't start paying that back immediately, they're going to set that to a debt collector. Then they're going to start garnishing your wages. You know how unfucking real that is? Now, everyone's like, oh, the American taxpayer, they no longer have to pay. This is what we need. It's like, come on now. 9 out of 10 people know college be scamming. The interest rates that we put on our students in America, it should be fucking criminal. Some people have paid $100,000 and they owed $200,000. Guess how much they owe now? $180,000. So it's just like, this is a scam in the first place. We still need to figure that the fuck out. But to now say you're going to send it to debt collectors and basically fuck people's credits up while prices skyrocket, wages go down, and people are panicking right now just as a regular American consumer, now is the time that you're like, oh yeah, well, guess what? You have to pay back your student loans as well. I know you already, bills is rising. I know everything costs more, but guess what? Here's another thing you need to pay for. I'm telling you, they're trying to eliminate the middle class completely and be like, okay, we have people with a lot of money, we have people with no money. People with no money, listen to what the fuck we have to say when we say it. When we say jump, you say how high. Fall in line. It's fucking crazy. I'm saying, like, as a student, college is an amazing thing. If you can afford to go to college, you should go to college because it brings you together with so many other people from different perspectives, and socially, it's very important. And I think every single person, if they have the opportunity, should do it. We need to make it more affordable. Now, also, if you know you don't want to go to college, don't go to college. You don't fucking need it. This is from a person that I went to go play basketball, so I don't have no student loans. But I also dropped out after, where I was like, all right, shit, I got my associate's degree. I don't really give a fuck about my bachelor's degree, because why? I knew I wanted to get into entertainment. Entertainment, you don't really need any degree. Communications, nobody give a fuck. Live businesses, you know, jobs in the future, if you not like a doctor, lawyer, scientist, psychologist, something like where you really need to be in school, even teacher, it's like they're not gonna ask about your history and where you went to college, because it really doesn't fucking matter. But to sit here and be like, okay, we know you guys are struggling, struggle some more, in my eyes, very un-American. I mean, what the fuck? Protests around the country continue. And there's this video making the rounds on social media where there's obviously a pro-Palestine protest happening at Yale, and an Israeli student is trying to go through the protest because he says, I'm a student here, I'm going through y'all. And they said, no, you're gonna have to walk around the blockade. And at first, I'm like, you know what, just open up, let him walk through. But then it kind of dawned on me. I feel like if you do that, he's never really gonna understand what's happening. No, you should walk around the blockade, because guess what? There's blockades all over the place where you're originally from in Israel, and you live in an apartheid state. And there's people from Palestine that have to go around blockades put up by your people all the time. And so maybe for once you should feel how they feel and see how much of an inconvenience it is to not just be able to walk freely where you want to walk. Because there's people in front of you that say, you know what? We don't want you to walk there right now. Walk around. I know, and it feels a little different when you're like, wait, I paid to go to school here. Just like these people paid to have their houses where they live at. But now you realize how it feels. And even then, I don't even think he has the depth of character to understand that. And he's probably just gonna be like, oh, they're racist, they're anti-Semitic. But unfortunately, this is the only way that some people learn, is through experience and feeling it themselves, where, oh, wow, damn, I can't just walk through even though I go here. No, because you're supporting the genocide. And here in America, we don't do that. I mean, even a former Israeli pilot has started to speak out and just about how it feels to now be resigned and look at what's happening and be like, okay, like, I want to stand with Israel, but I really can't.
So this is my duty to try to stop this genocide and make sure that the perpetrators of this genocide, from the top leadership of the government to the lowest ranked soldiers, all of them should be arrested and sent to jail for decades. Now the control of this country is held by Jewish supremacist Nazis that are the worst of the worst. All these countries in the West are taking indirectly part in this genocide. And the fact that they do not stop their participation is the reason that this genocide continues. I started asking myself different questions. Most of them happened during the Second Intifada when I was already an officer. What I started seeing is that the Israeli Air Force is being sent to assassinate people, whether in Gaza, the West Bank, Lebanon. And although I was flying rescue helicopters, so I didn't have to participate in these crimes myself, I started realizing that these are actually acts of terror. It's just shocking to think that the world is just letting it happen again and again.
And when he says he can't support Israel, it's because of people like Minister Smotrich, whatever I don't even know how to say his name. Doesn't matter, because he's a shitty human being that is going to hell. And why do I say that so aggressively? Why do I know that? Well, that's because he's one of the people in Israel that says, let's be real here. The hostages need to be sacrificed. Oh, no, that's exactly what he said. Some of them are saying the quiet part out loud now. He said, no, it's more important to eliminate Hamas, aka we just need to eliminate all Palestinians in Gaza, than to bring our hostages back alive. It's very eye-opening, isn't it? Because this whole entire time, you always thought that the hostages were the main thing. He now says, he's saying the part out loud. They're not the main point. They should not be main priority. Our priority should be eliminating Hamas. But it's crazy to me to sit there and think that you're going to eliminate Hamas without killing everybody. Because each day as you kill more people and more family members and more innocent children and more innocent women and your own hostages, as you can see that you have no problem with, you create more enemies. And I sit here and it's tough for me to say or blame somebody that would then want to take retaliation against what has happened over the last year and a half. And it's a lot longer than a year and a half. I'm just starting on October 7th because, that's their favorite date to start history on now. But since then, a genocide and ethnic cleansing has happened. And now, somebody from that side that holds weight, is saying, we don't really give a fuck about the hostages. They can die because for the greater good, we need to eliminate these people completely so we can have that land. Very, very sick, if you ask me. Pam Bondi is trying to please the right. At least that's what I'm going to call it, because now all of a sudden we have started this new thing. Oh, we're going to start pushing anti-Christian. Anybody that's anti-Christian, it's just like all of a sudden. So it's never a thing before. And I feel like in America that doesn't even fucking happen, to be honest with you. Like, where's the anti-Christian people around here? I feel like we are a majority Christian religion in America. But that's what I'm saying. They're trying to get the heat off of them. Her and Cash Patel. Because whatever happened to Cash Patel? Do you think about that? Where the fuck has he been at? That's because Epstein files are never going to get released. I don't want y'all to forget about those people. Because that was the thing that was supposed to be released day one. And now there's people saying that supposedly some of those files are being deleted. 9/11 and that. Now, speculation. But the fact that we haven't got any update on Epstein, they did a whole little JFK release, it's very fishy, right? And now all of a sudden, anti-Christian because we are God's chosen people. They're just trying to make y'all shut the fuck up and stop asking questions. So they're like, okay, let's, hang the piece of fruit out there so you can just walk to it. Hopefully they'll just keep on following along. We're smarter than that. What the fuck is the Epstein files? Anti-Christian. Christians walk freely all the time. They're not persecuted in America. Sorry. Now, in other places, in other countries, like Israel, they sure are. But you guys would never admit that. Pete Buttigieg, okay, finally, a Democrat that is making the right moves on social media. What did he do? He went on Andrew Salt's podcast. Smart. Who cares about going place to place, having these little rallies? They already support you. You got to win people over. How do you win people over? You find these middle of the ground podcasts or maybe right-leaning, right-swinging podcasts. You go on them. And what do? You explain things in a simple way without trying to use big words or try to outsmart people. It's like, no, this is how shit works. Play the clip.
The federal government could not have invented the iPhone, right? Like, I don't think any of us would want a phone that was like invented by the federal government.
That thing would suck.
That is like all of the design, the manufacturing, supply chains. That's the kind of thing that corporations can do very well. Yeah. And Apple did it very well and their competitors. But what makes the iPhone work? Well, among other things, the internet. The internet was literally invented by a federal research project. And it would never have been possible to invent the internet with a private company because you wouldn't have got the kind of capital return, even though it's a $1 trillion idea or a multi-trillion dollar idea. Companies can do multi-billion dollar ideas, but $1 trillion idea, like inventing the internet, that requires basic research. And that's the kind of thing the government's supposed to do, among many other things.
It requires basic research? What does that mean?
Yeah, by basic research, I mean things that are so fundamental that you actually don't know for 50 or 100 years if they're going to have a return. They might never work out.
Oh, right? Yeah. You can't look at it as this thing is going to be profitable. It has to be
so it's different
benevolent
from,
endeavor for society.
Yeah, it's different from research on like a pharmaceutical company researches a new medication, expecting that they're going to
there's going to be a return in the next 10, 20 years.
Right, at least kind of within the kind of profit horizon.
But public parks is another version of this and stuff like that. You can't privatize the public park.
Right. This is the whole idea of public goods. Right? This is why we have governments, why we collect taxes.
God, we're turning into such libs already, dude.
But there's a handshake, right? There are the things that only the government can do, and then there are the things that the private sector can and should do, and they meet in the middle. But if you start shorting, and part of what really worries me right now about this kind of war on academia, and there are some things about academia that need to change, but the war on academia, the cuts to cancer research, the cuts to science research, this kind of like general anti-science like atmosphere that I think is emanating from the administration, like that costs us in ways that don't show up on a corporate profit and loss statement 6 months from now or a year from now. But in terms of whether a country, a society, an economy is productive and is growing and is innovating, that starts to really cost you over time. And if we're shorting that, or if corporations and extremely wealthy people don't want to be paying into that through taxes, that is, I think, a classic example of a kind of short-term gain that causes long-term pain.
Explain the long game to people just like that. That's why the government needs to invest in ourselves in bigger ideas like cancer research and medical things. Even though, I'm not gonna lie, I am a little fishy on the cancer research because we find cures to everything. How have we not found a cure to this? AIDS too. I'm like, I don't know. I feel like pharmaceutical, they're a little fishy for me. But regardless, you get his point. Things like the internet. But this is the type of thing that the Democrats need to do more often. Is like, hey, make yourself seem like a real fucking human being. Personable. Someone that you can actually approach and talk to and have a regular conversation. Stop acting like you above everybody. That's what y'all be fucking up at. Elon Musk is afraid that birth rates are declining just too much and we will not have a future society, which is probably the reason he just keeps on DMing women saying, yo, let me put a baby in you. I mean, he makes Shannon Sharpe look, not even as kinky. We'll get to Shannon Sharpe in a minute. But sticking on Elon, him and Trump are now saying, oh, well, if you have a new baby, we'll give you $5,000. Do y'all know how much it costs to raise a fucking kid in today's world? I swear people be so out of touch with reality, especially rich people. Well, $5,000, that will change the tune. Well, $5,000 will get you through like 3 or 4 months, son. This is a kid you have to raise for the next 18 years, and even after that, you're going to have to keep on raising them. You got to send them off to college if they want to go to college, teach them the ways of life, pay for everything. They ain't adding to the household no time soon. $5K? Out your motherfucking mind. Moving on to Uncle Shannon. Man, sit your horny ass down. 50-something, meet a 19-year-old, and you pursuing her in the DMs, texting, calling, and she has a link in her bio. She ain't even give life a try, son. You know what she doing. She walking, talking, selling pussy. And these texts, oh, my days. Moving mental, bro, for real. My goodness. I want to stick your tongue in your ass and marry you? Put this big black baby in me? Put this big black baby. She said that shit multiple times. That must be your little kink. Some real freaky deaky shit. You getting extorted 100%, but you kind of deserve this, son. Because what are you doing talking to somebody that young? That's younger than your youngest kid. It's not a little weird to you, bro? You had $100 million about to come in. I don't know how much you're going to get now, but you fucking your own pockets up, bro. People out there, look at the signs. Even on a phone. Man, come on, son. She called you up. You couldn't hear the setup in her voice, the long pauses. You didn't think, oh, yeah, she could be recording this shit. Oh, I'm going to choke you. You don't have a choice in the matter. It's like, I get you like the little kinky talk. That's how y'all talk. But time and place, my brother. These women out here is looking for a check and you giving it to them. And then your standpoint, he said, hey, I think there's going to be a sex tape released. Release the whole thing. Don't just release those 10 to 30 seconds because you already know he probably was saying some wild shit. And it's just like, oh, come on, son. You don't understand you a walking, talking brand now, brother? My goodness. It's just like you come in here and shoot yourself in the foot with that over this? I mean, shorty, all right, but like, she talking to you crazy. No, you missed his ass, $25K a cheek. It's like, bro, y'all was on some little, she's the owner, you the slave type shit. You gonna dominate her because you just the overpowering big guy, big black man. Unc, you is bugging, son. Good luck, but you definitely about to have to come out them pockets, my boy. I'm afraid so. Moving into What to Watch Wednesdays, I mean, you already know. You've heard it. You've seen the talks. Sinners, run, don't walk. Shit is unbelievable. Michael B. Jordan, Ryan Coogler, Haley Steinfeld, not familiar with your game. That little 1/8 black Filipino, that shit came to motherfucking play in this movie. And then the young boy playing, oh man, what is his name? I forgot the actor's name. I think it may be Will, maybe Miles Cotton, something, whatever. You know what scene I'm talking about? That jukebox is maybe one of the best cinematic scenes I've seen in the past decade. Showing the culture and the black influence on the world. This shit was such a layered movie and so fucking well done. Even the villain, Remick, oh man. Especially choosing somebody that's Irish was so smart because they've been through this shit. They ain't new to this, they true to this. They seen this shit before. He's like, oh, I don't want to be outside the club. I'm trying to get in, son. I'm trying to get down with y'all getting down. I like the party. I like the music. Come on, let's get this little group thing going on. A lot of y'all sit there singing the villain, but I ain't gonna lie, some people will fold. I remember I was sitting there, I'm like, Him and Haley? I get to rock with Haley too? I don't know. Man, it got me, I ain't gonna lie to you. But yeah, people, that's one of them movies. Go see it in theaters because it deserves that. And as an original film, it's just like, this is what we need. Hollywood needs to realize, yes, we don't just need remakes. We don't just need fucking Marvel movies. We don't need you to rewrite holes and try to release that again. No. Put faith into the creators that we have and the people that are here now to make something new and original because it can be fucking amazing. And speaking of fucking amazing, you know what else was fucking amazing? Warfare. I swear, that shit was unfucking believable. Cast, great. And it's just like, almost like a 24, 48 hour look on what it would be like in war. When I tell you, Will Poulter, he be cooking. Joseph Quinn, I'm starting to realize he may be one of those great ass actors of our generation. I'm like, oh shit, bro be in his fucking bag. Noah Centineo, he be cooking up too. But it's just like, it's one of the movies. Another one, go see that shit in theaters because you feel like you really in war. All of a sudden I'd be like, oh yeah, I knew I wasn't built for this shit. I always did know. War is not for me. If I ever become president, we gonna be at peace for everybody. I'm gonna call everybody up. Like, I don't get it. Let's denuclearize everything. Cause for what? If one button get pressed, all the shit get pressed. Next thing you know, the whole world blowing up. We can figure out peace. This is not fucking 1492 and he sailed the ocean blue. Son, I'm pulling up on you. What's going on? What's the problem? We got little fucking glasses that can translate text and conversation in real time. War? Yeah. See you never. Not me. No chance. But regardless, warfare, go see that motherfucker. And I appreciate y'all tuning in to another episode of Iniquitous News, man. I'm very happy growing this channel. It's a lot of fun. I have fun doing this every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Share it with a friend. Hate and subscribe, because we got to keep on going. This shit got to go from 5K to 10K, 10K to 50K, 50K to 100K. I need that little motherfucking plaque in the back here sitting on one of the buildings. You feel me? Y'all have a good, phenomenal day, and I'm going to see you on Friday. I'm out.
You've just tuned in to another edition of Iniquitous News Network with Lawrence Johnson. Don't forget to hate and subscribe.